welcome to this week's Communities video. If you want to get involved in next week's, go to Visit Communities and post what's on your mind. From Fortnite to whatever's going on in the community, to content, to anything. Post what's on your mind. So let's see what people have been posting this week. Let's search by newest. So we got Void Alex here with Where We Landing. Where I'm landing? I don't know. There's just so much to pick from here. Do we have all the chapter maps here? I'm not too sure. I think we only got chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't really see 5. I thought I saw 5 for a second up here, but I think that may actually be chapter 2's primal. But actually, no, that's chapter 3's reality biome, that is, where it changes and it starts to die. And yeah. But I don't know. Let's learn Mega City, because that's literally the one I can actually make out the most. Rest of them, I'm having to think about. Well, there's the obviously the convergence. Is this not like a Party Royale map or something? What's going on here? But yeah, I probably go in Mega City. Corruption Sci-Fi. Cube out of Chrome. This is to add on to Jay's theory. Oh yeah, okay. In Chapter 2, Season 8, the final stage of Cube Town was a pyramid. Was it called Cube Town and not the Convergence? I've been thinking and wondering why and how the gold cube transformed into a diamond. That's where Chrome comes in. What if there is a Chrome in the cube and it transformed into a diamond for the cube? What do you guys think? Probably comment to this post a bit early, there's no comments. But yeah, that is rather interesting. So my theory about the Chrome being the cubes and the cubes being the Chrome is essentially from where we see the Paradise trailer for that season, where we see the 7 get chromed, we see the elemental breakdown of chromium, which matches the Last Realities logo, which then looks like a 2D cube. So the 3D, that 2D shape is then a cube. So it's almost like saying these things are inherently connected some way. So it's just a theory. Could the Chrome be the cubes in a different state? But yeah, it's not even the cube that changes. It's a few things that changes in that POI. So as well as the top being a diamond, you also got to remember that the actual pillars as well are no longer cubes by the looks of it. Pyramids as well, aren't they? Yeah, very peculiar in it. You're also bad, man. Changes in Drift 3, a new POI Demon's Domain. Daigo reappeared after he sensed huge energy, and that was felt on the other half of the island. Rift added over Ruined Depot. Paradigm and the Foundation added to Ruined Depot, and the Rift where the rocket shut up, and created the Rift at Tasty Central, and renewed rules is now domainified, and the Ice King above Polar Peak. Ooh, okay, the Rift there. Paradigm added. I forgot you can add like NPCs now to create maps pretty easy. Got Risky Reels, and is that meant to be the 0 point? It looks like a clock actually from here. Kind of looks like a timer. I don't know, isn't that the idea? Pretty cool. Edits. I need someone's opinion on sidekicks, because these are going too far. How is Hitchy even a sidekick for 1500 V-Bucks? That's almost as much as he would be if he was a skin, or whatever it is. You can't even customize him. You can customize all the rest, and some are cheaper. Honestly, Epic needs to fix this, guys. Oh yeah, the issue with, I guess, collab companions is they will be quite stiff in customizable options, because that's literally what Hitchy is. You can't really do much to him. Let's see what the comments say. They suck, and they get in the way, and they even do anything. Literally a waste. I still think they're nice to have around. Give it a little pet, walking around, looking cute. I mean, I will not buy any companions because I think they're too much, or sidekicks, of course. I think they are far too expensive. So I've literally got the one you get from the Battle Pass. And probably next season, if they add another sidekick to the Battle Pass, I will obviously receive that one. But in terms of like actually getting them from the item shop, they are so overly expensive, and it's just, I see some of them, I think, oh, you're really cute and cool. It'd be nice to have you, like Mothman Jr. But I can't warrant paying that much money for it. But I do think they, like, if they are just in a way, just don't have them and disable them. But I just don't think they get in the way that much. I mean, when you're fighting like a little blue orb, and I've hardly ever noticed it. I haven't heard anyone saying they increase FPS or something, or lower FPS. Edge Doctor. I don't know why I've named you like this, but yeah. So in the Fortnite launcher, he's just called me. Fair enough, I suppose. And he got 4 likes, so well done to you. Do you guys think that Doc and Marty will take us back in time during the event? to bring the 7 back, or maybe that weird faction hinted to be connected to the 7 at Brutal Bastion, the Reality Warriors. So essentially, the whole thing about time travel is I hate it, and we need to stick away from it. Really, because it's just confuses the whole narrative in my eyes. I don't need to go back in time to bring the 7 back. The 7 can return in at least some capacity even after they were chromed by the last reality and be used as some sort of pawn by the last reality. There's no need to travel back in time to convolute and confuse the story any more than it is already. They just need to literally just get on with it and have a fast, a moving forward kind of timeline. They don't need to be doing stuff like this. Unknown error theory. What if Jonesy throws a rift gun in theory? What if Jonesy throws a rift gun into the 0-point shard, calling the Paradigm or another non-Chrome 7 member in the meteor to Onoshima? Hope says, we never get a better shot. They fail that shot, and then Jonesy realizes what he has to do, and maybe he dies doing this because it's only a 0 shard and not the whole 0-point or something. Just found this guy made it theory 2 days ago. I think the meteor thing for the 7 has always been a weird connection. Like, where did they come from? What are the pods about? Why did the visitor rift over, tilted and then made a big rift and then brought the cubes? I just think there's something fishy about the 7, and there always have been something fishy about the 7, so hopefully we find out more in the coming seasons. Because it is Chapter 7, not Season 7. Corruption Sci-Fi. How would you guys rate this banner I made? I like it. I don't know if I like this slight transparency here. It looks, it's giving me the creeps. But maybe that's the idea with the tentacles, to give you creeps. But it's solid. Might just need to change the font color. But other than that, it's a solid 7, I give it. All Blitz maps onto one map concept, W or L. And I actually think this may be a W. So we've got Stark Industries. We have obviously one part, I believe, of the new Stranger Things map, and the other part of it down here. I believe that to be Mega City. And obviously we've got some of the Chapter 4 we've got some of the Chapter 4 POIs as well. I actually think that's a massive W. 14 likes as well. Let's see what the comments are saying. W. This is actually really cool. It matches so well. It's satisfying. No Walking Dead. I actually forgot about the Walking Dead. Probably he did as well. I forgot that was a place for a week or so. Honestly, there's so many modes to play in Fortnite, I completely forget about some of them, if I'm being honest. We're still talking about this. That space guy, imagine. Yeah, we have been talking for like the last month or so about the Severe being the 0-point, and from images we can see from official leaked sources, and that being Fortnite themselves teasing the new chapters map. It does look like we are getting the Severe with the already leaked shape. Not a leak. I don't know if I'm going to talk about any leaks I see in this video. I probably would leave them out. Fly, I'm loving this so far. Yes, so obviously this week we had the reveal of the 0-hour chapter finale key art. And it shows Dark Presence, and it shows so many heroes and even villains, because it shows one of the Star Destroyer ships. I believe that's what they called. Superman, the DeLorean, Power Rangers, Kong, or OG, Blitz, so many characters. It's going to be insane, and we're just, I think, under 5 days at this point, and probably when this video is, definitely. Massive W's. Auto Cube, no context needed, and it's Cuddle Huggy, whatever his name is, mewing. Yeah, find the difference Nitrous creates. Okay, well, ooh. I was instantly drawn to up here, but not anymore. Okay, this... Bro, what? It's probably something like really subtle or really big at the same time. Oh my god. I think I found it. It's the tree there. it's the little tiny tree that's there. That's the... unless that's not the intended difference, but that is different. That is the difference. It's that one tree that's there. There's no way anyone else found that. I refuse to believe it if anyone else had found that. Found it? The gas station? Wait, what? This gas station? Okay, fair enough. But there is a different tree! I refuse to believe it. Lucky Landing? No. How have I missed that but seen one tree? How have I seen the gas station? the tree. into tree is what I noticed. That is definitely a difference. I found it. Whatever. Hope should get a Winterfest skin this Christmas. The skin's called Holly Hope. That's a good, and I like that. This is a skin concept, by the way, by me, of course. Should I make you an Icon Series skin? Only if you want to. Don't, you know, I'm not going to force anyone to make me an Icon Series skin. But here we go. We've got Holly Hope, and I have to say, I love it already. Sick. Please, any time Fortnite. That will definitely get some sales. Corruption Sci-Fi, the Rift device role. In Zero Crisis, Jones uses the Rift device to get the Seven's attention by throwing the device in the 0.7's attention. What if he did it again? What if he throws the device into the Zero Shard, which is the Dark Presence, which is in the Dark Presence, and it causes it to rift the visitor or the Seven into the fight? That'd be insane! That's why the device is slowly powering up. By the way, here's the Rift device fully beeped in the last image. It's possible that this could lead Jones' sacrifice. I'm not ready for this guy to go. Oh yes, so yeah, it starts powering up, and so yeah, it could be. But that is a Zero Shard as well. It's not a Rift like this one is. Very different, I guess, in terms of what it could do and their potential. Oh, 26 likes on this, by the way. Let's see what the comments are saying. I'm actually remembering this week to actually check comments. Highly doubtful they will kill off Fortnite's most iconic character. Yeah, I do think he's going to take a back seat now for a few seasons. But how could Jones call it the Seven if they are unavailable? I guess on the theory that time and rifts are connected regardless of time. Rifts are connected through time and space. Remember the Seven got chromed and captured by the last reality. However, he could call different versions of the Seven. Again, it has to be the main continuity Seven, or what's the point? What's the point if it's not the main continuity Seven? That will always be my response to that. Honestly, since they bring back the Seven, Hope and Jones must join so they can keep them in the story. Could make Singularity be Paradigm, or just Singularity be Singularity. Unknown Error. Oh my god, I just made the same theory. Don't take Jones. If they kill off any character, I hope it's Hope. Okay, what's the hate Hope, man? What's the Hope hate, sorry? After seeing that insane teaser, I really wonder how the Seven will play a role in this, or how they explain their return. Again, Chapter 7, not Season 7. All the teasers for Chapter 7 are confined to Chapter 7. So, all the videos should be shown after the event. So there might be no teasers to the 7. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see any teasers in the event to the 7, because that's the next stage of the story. Even though it says new story, it's obviously the Dark Presence thing, and maybe the shards will come to somewhat of an end, or it will shift. But the new focus will be on this 7. On this 7, I make it sound like I've never heard of them in my life. But you know what I mean? It's not. I don't think we're gonna have any teasers in the event. I could be wrong, but yeah, the unknown, the 7 theory. It was never confirmed the Foundation, the Order got consumed by the Chrome. It was at least, I guess, suggested with the Order's bat bling and the Foundation's helmet. So they could possibly return in the event or next chapter. Where have they been? This is the same scenario, you know, in Avengers films when it's not the Avengers and it's a Marvel film, and everyone's like, "Where the hell were you?" "Oh, I was busy. I was off-world." And that's the one for Superman. "Oh yeah, he was off-world." And who knows? Judging how capable and powerful the 7 are, the majority of the 7 that got captured by the last reality could already escaped. I don't know if I still think the one I keep drumming home is, I guess, OG is somewhat simulated, and it's a ploy from the last reality, and it's a game, and that's why that's why the visitor got put back in to create the same rift that he did before, and maybe before that even, to just keep replaying the same events over. But nothing to do with time travel. It's just with the loop, they forget, they can't remember who they are, and they have to try and fight back, which they do kind of do last time, I guess, with the whole Season X tapes and the scientist tapes. I don't know. I feel like maybe I care too much, but it's the same thing with like multiversal variants. It's not the person who it was, and if it's a 7 from a different reality, it's just not the 7. And if it's a time from before, you haven't experienced any. Like if it's this 7 from Season X, they haven't met Jonesy, haven't defeated the Imagined Order, haven't had all that thing through Chapter 3. They're just not the same characters. Like, what's the point? Octane, Broly hitting that pose. Every evil character in Fortnite makes that pose. The Q Queen, the Herald, anyone apart from, I guess, the Nothing, who was just TV and doesn't have hands. Cute. Fortnite Theory, with the rumors of the new Save the World area. I have been hearing that. Maybe the 0 point shard after the 0 hour event ends up in Save the World reality. I like that theory. That'd be pretty cool. Reality Royale. Just want to say something non-Fortnite related. It's sad because I have 2 dogs and I pay a lot, but one time they played a bit too hard. So hard that my little dog's paw was broken. No. So if you guys don't see me in the next couple community videos, this is the reason. And it's not fake. Well, I hope your dog gets better. I hope you guys understand, of course, and see the reason why it's in this picture. I don't know. I'm no. What is that? Is that it? That's a fracture there? Is that where it is? So my dog gets his rest because if he doesn't, his toe where it's broken, it's gonna get removed. So he needs to rest. I mean, I keep hearing like people I know say, "Oh yeah, I broke my hand like years ago," and it's just in there, it never healed. It's just floating about. I'm like, okay. And he is my favourite dog. I've got a stuffed animal of him, and he loves me. He waits for me every day. Their dogs are a man's best friend, as they say. So yeah, I hope he gets better soon, and send him my best. Reality Royale. Here is a small teaser of the Chapter 3 map. Chapter 2 map tease coming soon. The word that describes the season is chill, like relaxing. Oh, it's not vibing season, is it? Even though I enjoyed vibing, I just know the community's hatred for it. You asked for it. Oh yes, I said about Ritzy, didn't I? Oh yeah, there it is. That's kind of where I said it, I think. Is that where it is? Yeah. So we've got Hazy Hillside and Ritzy back in. Honestly, banging map. I think I actually think that might be the best map ever. If it's like that. Holy heck. W map. Keeping Hazy and keeping Ritzy. Oh, Chapter 5 would have been insane. I mean, it was insane. I like Chapter 5. I know people hated it, but I liked it. Anyway. But I need to delete some of these tabs I've got open. It's literally just Chapter 5 map before it was actually completed. Yeah, I don't think he's being mean. I just think it's so well done that he can't tell. Like, even when I saw it the first time, I was like, oh yeah, Hazy, oh my god. See, obviously it was all over here as well, and then the other POI came in. Say if there was a divide between the rect... I don't know if you want to do this, up to you. If there was like a divide between, I guess... I don't even know how it looked now. So this is what the map should have looked like, because obviously people can't tell what the map looked like. But yeah, it was a bigger POI. Obviously, Ritzy was gone, and Ritzy would have been here. So we go to, I guess, 2030. Oh, sorry, 30. So I think if we had the map here, this POI here, so we had a green sort of divide between the desert biome, maybe left... I guess the new Nitrodrome in like the green area. I actually think you're cooking with one of the best Fortnite maps ever. No? Yeah, so say if you had the sand biome, obviously Thingy just stays in the desert or it gets consumed by the rest of the Olympian area. There's a few things you could do. And we could get one of the best... Honestly, Epic might need us on a team. Just to give input. They don't have to go with it, but honestly, think this is a goated map. Hazy Hillside staying in the Olympian area. Would anyone be disappointed by the... Forgot what the area... I forgot the PO is called. What was it called? I know it was called Ruined, then Repaired or something. I can't remember what it was called. But whatever the PO is now, is anyone going to miss it? Also, I think it might be a thumbnail contender. I don't know if people care about that, but obviously, out of all the topics we talk about in a video, some are going to be titles and thumbnails. This is definitely a contender. Holy, it's raining like hell down in Arizona. What? I've talked about it on stream the other day, so maybe that's... I don't know if this guy was watching the stream, but I remember this one specific moment of when I was maybe like 11 or 12, and I don't think it's ever thunderstormed like this ever, but the clouds, just how there was a slight tint in the air of like blue or purple, and it was like thunder and light. I don't feel like that has ever been topped, but it was just crazy. It was just awe-consuming. It was amazing. I don't know, but it was pretty cool. The 7 will come back, but different in the start, and they'd be like the normal 7. Over time, the more we get to know, the more they will find out, and they're still under control of the last reality. That's what I'm saying. This would be great. Like, you think the 7 will return? It's all a ploy, which I think has always been the case. I think the 7 has always, unfortunately, without their knowledge, have been somewhat controlled by the last reality. Just again, the rifts that the site that the visitor created, and obviously at the end event, and then releasing the 0 point, it just every single time it just defeated the IO and got the better of the IO, but not the better of the last reality. So I always think this has somewhat been the case. So I think OG had this, how we're seeing Fortnite OG now with the red rifts and everything that's changed, someone would have experienced that from the outside for Chapter 1 originally, and the events have already played out before then, and the 7 just keeps getting back into the loop, getting croned by the last reality, getting put into these pods and just being sent out again when they need to be. Because again, to be fair, going on Clark's point, Clark did a stream, and to be fair, even he doesn't know where this theory come from, and I don't know where this theory came from, but we definitely talked about it on the 0 Point podcast. I don't know where it came from, but definitely the one thing that my input was, the pods make no sense. The comments make no sense. The meteorites, sorry, make no sense. So I think next season will be a film. Fortnite's going to be a cinema, is what people are now saying, or Fortnite's going to be a movie. I think it'd be funny if the 7 comes as their actors, but they're actually just in Fortnite and they don't realise there's a 7, or something like this where the 7 do just randomly return, which should make everyone really concerned, but everyone's going to be hyped and excited, and it's going to be like a whole vibing scenario, like, oh, there's party, and then obviously the darkness that is going on underneath is the real concern. But that would be cool. Lucky Llama. So we all know that the 0 Point is in the OG mode. With the Vault, we're going to presume that it's at least the Nexus, meaning that OG has to be Reality 0, due to only being 1 0 point at any time. At least we can agree on that. And Reality 0 is where the 0 Point is. Yeah, wherever 0 Point is Reality 0, just because it is the 0 Point. We also know that the Chapter 6 map, there is a portal to Utopia that is linked to the Vault, which is inside the in-between. Yeah, we're going to... Okay. During the recent OG, following the Butterfly event, we saw the red cube inside the in-between, which I believe is due to the shell, the 0 Point being broken. Due to the missing shards, which is why Hope and Jones are trying to collect the shards. Or no, in the Vault, we just see it as normal, but that could be obviously not to give the game away. Because obviously in the Vault we see it like in its shell, but we don't really know what that is. Was it a synthetic shell and it was protecting the Nexus because it didn't have a shell? Which means it wouldn't have a shell originally. Which means that will go with my theory that something happened before, and we don't know what that before is because we just wasn't in the story at that point. This seems to make the most sense, and there is now a hole in the 0 Point allowing the cube juice. Before I even read that, I was like, that's a crazy way to do it. Okay, it enters a 0 Point, whereas the last time we saw it in the event, the 0 Point was whole and could fully protect itself. This could be what the bunker was warning us about when, say, something is wrong. And we might have been warning that if the red cube tries to attack the 0 Point, it won't be able to fully defend itself like the last time, as shown in the event. Yes. Because before, you know when the 0 Point has that smoky effect on it? I believe the cube did drip onto it. Again, pause. But it's then ciphering off that bad energy, and that's why you got the smoke. Because otherwise that makes no sense. We've never seen that before or after or whatever. As for what this could mean for future events, Jay pointed out the Ice King may use a red cube shard rather than purple, but obviously because that is in the in-between, the purple cube isn't, he probably just ends up using the same cube. But the shards at Loot Lake are still purple. Okay, that's what. Okay, he's basically saying what I pointed out as well. And I always assumed he took a shard from there, but who knows? I still like my old theory where the OG is just some sort of simulation for the captured 7 members. I commented it on the video ages ago, but thought I might bring it back up. Yeah, that's definitely my fault as well. It definitely needs some work now with all the new information after the Butterfly event. I still think it holds up, but it's still, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm literally saying what he's literally saying before I read the rest of the sentence. My fear was that OG might either be an actual reality or a simulated reality controlled by the last reality or the Dark Presence. This is what Amy from Chapter 4 said, discovered the scientist, visitor, and the Origin were trapped in. And again, going to what Clark said, I think Clark had a. So this is something we didn't talk about at the time. This whole 0 Point podcast. Who now we can't remember who came up with the theory, but yeah, this one. So that's why next season we will have AIM, who's Amy, because she's gone back, and that was always the case before. But they just keep getting re-looped and re-looped, and it's not a time loop. I just think it's like, well, it's effectively a loop, a paradox. In essence, where you just keep doing the same stuff. So and that's why AIM was here before. Like, it was a scout. looking for the 7. So yeah, I like that. It's their worst fate imaginable. We're living their past, starting with the rocket event, which is cause for tumbleweed effect that led them to be taken by the crow. And as I said, I think several times as well, we have already seen the visitor in this reality, and I theorise that his worst fate is reliving the rocket event that allowed the last reality first attack the 0 point. The red cube could be mirror to the golden cube that the Cube Queen used, but for the Cube King. Yeah, I always used to have a feeling that the cubes were like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and it wouldn't be the end until we saw the other 4th colour. But obviously each one would have some relation to that cube. The most difficult one to obviously associate is the blue cube, because it kind of helped us. But it could still have good intentions, but be a bad omen. So that would be connected with the Herald, because I feel like the chrome was also essentially blue in nature. Gold cube, the Cube Queen. The purple cube at the time, I thought the origin, and the red cube would be the nothing. But I guess the purple cube could always been the origin before, and now the origin again. Because I believe, as we know from the song, the King's Anthem, or Cube Kings, or the Origins Anthem, as well as obviously dialogue, that we know he escaped the last reality, and I think he escaped through a cube, which we know the cubes can vessel things because of the Cube Queen coming out the... And the scientist is most likely going to appear in Season X, where he had to relive being forced to aid the IO in resetting the 0 point after it nearly destroyed reality because of Paradigm. Which members of the 7 will return in Chapter 7? All of them, by the end of it. Not the first week, not the first day. I'd say possibly the Foundation, since we haven't seen him and don't think we know what happened to him. Again, the mask. Oh no. I'm just wondering what's the difference between a reality, a universe, a realm, a dimension, a multiverse, and omniverse. What I have is a realm dimensions are located within the same reality, and a reality is the same as a universe, and the multiverse is like a group of realities. See, I would always argue this point. I think the realm and dimension, at least a realm, could be in between realities and could exist within all of them, like the spirit realm I think is omnipresent and is effectively in between realities. That's how I would say, because multiple spirit realms just make it seem a bit, ugh, I don't like that. So with realms sitting in between realities and being like present in every one, I kind of like that. Again, this is all theoretical. A dimension, I'm not really too sure. A multiverse is obviously a collection of different realities that is somewhat similar, and the omniverse contains everything. Muffin. A new theory for the live event. I still think that Dr. Frink will study the 0 point shard with Kang and Kodos from the loading screen, I presume, causing wormhole recalibration, bringing us back to the Chapter 6 island. I mean, I think that's why Hope wants a shard, so Nate can get home. But yeah, where we will defeat the Dark Presence, however, because of the unstable 0 point energy in the area due to the Zero Shard being split into multiple pieces, it will cause a mini black hole event similar to the Big Bang, bringing us to the Chapter 7 island. However, this will affect OG as seen in the Butterfly event, where we see the red cube, which has corrupted exactly 7 lines of reality. Is it definitely 7? I feel like I counted 9, but which maybe represent the 7, as we know that people can go inside and outside of cubes, which means that maybe these realities are actually linked to the cubes, and since they are 7, there are 7 beings trapped inside the cube, which could be the 7 who were trapped in the cubes after the last reality trapped in the chrome, and due to the mini black hole event, it may have also reset what is left of the Chapter 2 island, freeing the 7 from the cubes, bringing them to the Chapter 7 island. I don't know if I like the end there. Again, it's like, it's too... I feel like Fortnite storyline as well is being quite complicated at times. I feel like it is kind of makes sense. I feel like trying to reach back to something like Chapter 2 might be a bit... ugh. But yeah, here baby. By the way, they forgot to return the motel sign from Reload to the OG mode. But that means the guys are not there. Wait, what are they called? I forgot what they're called. I just got imposters in my head. Infiltrator? Enforcers. The enforcers are not there. Shocker, chat. Nitrous creates. I'm working on a Chapter 2 reload map in UEFN. Also with some K-pop Demon Hunter stuff. Oh, well, we got the Convergence, which we talked about today, the Lighthouse. Guess that might be tilted. Something over there, I can't really tell. We got Dusty Depot, whatever it's called. No, it's not called Dusty G post. 21 likes. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the support on other people's posts within the communities. Great stuff. Thanks, and that concludes the video. Let's see if anyone posted as we've been obviously recording. That's always something I do, or try and remember to do at least, because you never know that someone might have posted as we've been live. No. So yeah, tell us what's on your mind in the next post, or no. Obviously, some of it might be outdated because the next time I record this will be next Monday or Tuesday, which means we will be in Chapter 7. Holy chat. Chapter 7. The event would have happened. I guess we have to wait and see how that goes. Guys, subscribe to the channel. We're on 23,000 subscribers. If everyone watches this video subscribes, to be fair, it's a community video. I expect people to already have been subscribed. I don't know, unless people came from the communities video, which may be the point, because people see, oh, cool, communities engaged. Let's see what I can do here. But I don't know. That'd be a cool thing to hear. But guys, thanks for watching. Until next time, it has been your boy, Mr. J. White. Next time, bye-bye.